Dogecoin?
Well, it actually started as a joke based on an internet meme, but now it's taken off in a very real way.
Okay, but what is Dogecoin?
Well, it was created in 2013 and has a circulating supply of 117 billion coins, of which 113 billion have already been mined.
Right, cool. So what is
I should be a
Dogecoin?
millionaire. Can anybody tell me why I'm not? I can. Because I was too greedy. I was too greedy and I wasn't thinking. And some people may say $7,000 is not a lot of money, but not the average working 9-to-5 person makes $7,000 in one day. And I wasn't even doing that. I was just watching my phone, watching myself make $7,000. Then I watched myself lose $7,000. And my question to myself would be, how crazy and how stupid can you really be? I mean, now that I think about it, I laugh about it because I mean, it's too late and there's nothing I can really do about it. But it's just so crazy to think about that I had that much money in the palm of my hand at my disposal all at one time. And I'm gonna get to that story of how I even like found out about it and the stock and what stock it was and yada, yada, yada. So, I just want to start by saying that oftentimes we miss our blessings because we don't look at the potential of something. We just look at it for what it is right now, and we're just so consumed by that one thing that we just feel like it just gotta be more. It's like you see the potential, but you're just like, you're hoping that it just does it right now. It just does it right now and you're not thinking about it later on. And I could have had a real deal chance to be, I wouldn't say wealthy, but I could have had a chance to really set myself up for something 10 times greater if I would have just stopped, focused on what I was trying to achieve. And it was just really greed. Like, now that like I said, greed can really ruin your life. Like, if you're not careful and we're not thinking about things and we're not really looking into things for what they can be, greed and self can ruin your life and can change the trajectory of what your life could truly be. Man, I could have 10 times X that $7,000 if I would have just thought. And I believe, looking back now, I had just gotten the sense of like desperation because I was really just so focused on getting more and more and more. I was losing myself and losing the goal that I was trying to get, and I was trying to capitalize on what I had got. And oftentimes we have to be careful about getting in the mindset of like desperation, because we'll do any and everything to get what we want. We don't mind hurting people, we don't mind stepping on people, we don't mind pushing people out the way. Because, you know, even when I found the stock or whatever, I was letting people know, but I kind of was like still being secretive about it. And there was really no reason to kind of be secretive about it because there's so much money to go around. There's so many job opportunities to go around. There's so much more that you don't have to just worry about, oh, if I tell this person, they're going to take it away from me. Whatever is meant for you is meant for you. Nobody can take that away from you. So if it's not meant for you, it's just not meant for you. And so, like, greed has just got the best of me. It really did. Because I just said that, you know, I'm going to just get to the story time in a minute. But I just want to say, we never want to get to the point of desperation and wanting something so bad that it consumes us and it gets the best of us, and we forget why we started doing what we were doing in the first place. I didn't go in there with a plan. I didn't go in there trying to see how I was gonna get in and get out. I just went in there and did it, and then that was it. And now looking back on that now, like, that was not the right idea. I went in there saying that I'm gonna be rich and that I'm gonna get this and I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get this and I'm gonna get that. I'm not even thinking about that like a goal. I wasn't really even trying to set a goal. I was just saying, I'm going to get rich. I'm gonna make some money. Excuse me. I'm gonna make some money, and that's gonna be it. But bro, like, you have to think going into these situations, or going into like even just a job situation, where you're trying to get a promotion or you're trying to get this or you're trying to get that, you have to think, you have to stop and think like, what can am I gonna let this situation, or I'm gonna let this change me in just a short amount of time that I'm trying to do it? Am I gonna go beyond myself? Am I gonna lose myself? So it was last year, either January or February of 2021. And I believe I was doing some research on the internet about like stocks, and like, I really didn't know that much about crypto. I was kind of like, I knew some of the things about stocks. I had did some dibbling and dabbling up in stocks on Robinhood and stuff like that, but I really didn't know that much about it. But like I said, I was Googling some stuff while I was even looking on YouTube, and I think it popped up on Google, and I clicked the video on YouTube, and the guy was talking about Dogecoin, and I was like, what's that? You know, I don't know what that is. So I looked it up on Robinhood, and I saw it was when I first bought it, it was at 0.04. So I was like, okay, oh, this is like super cheap. I was like, let me hop on this. So I just put a little bit of money in. I may have put maybe between $5 to $10 in there. And you know, with it being that cheap, like the more money you put in, the more you'll get back. So long story short, I end up with a total of almost like 9,000 like coins. And I took some screenshots back then. I only have like 3 screenshots, so I'll try to put them in. But I had a total of 9,000 coins or whatever. And so that was January, February, March. I think, like I said, over time I bought more and more. April rolls around, it's starting to like really pick up some momentum, because you got to think about it. When I first bought it in January, it was like super cheap, nobody was talking about it. And what really made it go up was FOMO, fear of missing out. So a lot of people, they were late to the game, so they jumping in, and so now by them jumping in, I'm making more money. And so when they jumped in, I'm like, it's going up, it's going up. Every day it was going up, setting record highs. I mean, it was just going up more and more and more. And so right about May, like my screenshot when I made that most money was like May the 21st. So I remember the day like it was yesterday. I was literally at work that morning. I mean, it was already probably like maybe like 35 to like 40 some cent then. So I think like this was before work. It was like I was on day shift on my job, so it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. I was like, oh my word, like bro, I think it's gonna take off. I'm not hoping it. I see, this is me being greedy. I'm thinking, oh man, if we go to $1, I'm gonna make $9,000, bro. Like I had already made $2,000 or $3,000 then. So I'm like, man, if it go to $1, I'm being greedy. Like I said, I'm being greedy, not thinking about the long term. Take this money out, you fool. Man, if I go back and just slap myself, I would. But so late on that day, I think it was maybe about, I'm gonna say 11 or 12. It was somewhere around there. It may have been a little earlier, maybe a little later. And oh yeah, it was like maybe like 9 or 10 that morning. So a couple of people on my job had had invested in. One guy made one of my friends I know, he made like $100,000 that day. Another guy I know, he made like $60,000, and like here's me making almost $7,000. So I remember I was online because somebody had told me we were working at the time that it was going up, so I couldn't like sit there and watch it. And I remember when somebody told me, they was like, it just hit this. I was, oh my, they was like, I was like, oh my, I'm just panicking. I'm like, man, I'm making more money, and I could not pull out my phone and like look at it. So they was like, it hit 50. They was like, it just hit 60, and it hit 75 cents. And I'm pretty sure when it hit that 75 cents, that's when I was probably like close to like 7 or almost 8. And I'm like, oh man, it's gonna keep going up, bruh. Why didn't I don't understand why didn't I, because I was being greedy. And I was being desperate. I don't know if y'all ever seen Lord of the Rings, but if y'all ever seen Lord of the Rings, y'all remember Smeagol, he was like, my precious. Like I was looking at Dogecoin. I was like, I hope it keep going up. I hope it keep going up, bro. It stopped right there. It started going down. Because what happened was, the reason why I started going down, because a bunch of people that was in there before me had already made a bunch of money. So what they started doing, pulling all their money out, pulling it out. So now they're pulling out. So what is making the price do? It's making it go down. And I'm sitting there, my crazy self, sitting there watching it go down, and sitting there watching it go down, and sitting there watching it go down. And I think I may have put $700 in it. I mean, that's something, but bro, I made almost 7,000 in one day. But you know, I just wanted to learn from my mistakes. Like, if it's a stock or whatever stock, don't go in there with a mindset that you're gonna capitalize on what you have, and you're not gonna be greedy. You're not gonna try to push people out the way. You're not gonna withhold. You're gonna do the best you can to capitalize on the smallest bits of what you have, and make it the best you can. It can be, and do the best you can. Do the best you can. Like, bro, I could have 10x time that money, because since then I've had stocks that have done very well, and I still haven't learned my lesson. So just learn from me, bro. Like, don't let greediness, don't let your mindset of desperation take away from the goal which you set out to achieve from the beginning. Greed is a serious thing. It's a harmful thing, and it can be a hurtful thing, because, like I said, people will do any and everything they can to make sure they get what they want. So, with that being said, man, I hope you got some out of this, and I hope you become a millionaire, because look, I'm gonna be a millionaire one day. I don't care what you or nobody else gotta say about it, bro. I'm gonna be a millionaire. If I don't know what's gonna pop up, but I'm gonna be a millionaire. But until the next video, which adds value to your life, I hope you have a great rest of your week. And I'll see you again.